We're getting ready to go upstairs and take a little nap. Who's excited to take a nap? Are you, Tucker? You are? Tucker. Pee-Pee's excited. Boo Radley's excited. We're all excited to take a nap. The bed is messy and that's how we like it. Go. Go, Pee-Pee. Go, Pee-Pee, go, Pee-Pee, go, Pee-Pee, go. He says, no, you have to lift me up, Daddy. Okay. We just ordered our new bed today. It's like a quilted, like it's gonna be quilted and come to about that high, and then we're getting these mirrored side tables. And we're so excited, we cannot wait. We're redoing our whole bedroom. We're gonna paint the walls and everything. Look at these two little men. What are you doing? Huh? What are you doing? Is the wind blowing you? Tucker? You wanna be famous today, Tucker? What's going on, boob? He said, I think you should probably leave me alone. Pee-Pee. Pee-Pee. Peeps. He's biting on his leg. Boo Radley, are you going on a trip? Sit, Boo Radley. Boo Radley, don't you want to be on the video? He said, I don't know, maybe. Don't worry about it. I'll be just fine. Boo Radley, when are you going back to Hawaii? I don't know. I might just go this weekend. You know, don't worry about it. I do what I want. Where are you going, Boo Radley? I think I might want to go to Acapulco this time. That's where the Love Boat stopped last. It did. See, he's obsessed with the Love Boat because it's my favorite show in the world. Yeah, I think I might want to see that Charo. I might want to take in a show, go to the buffet, stay on the Lido dock. You might. Yeah, I might. Don't even worry about it. I'm my own person. You're your own person, Boo Radley? Yeah, don't even worry about it. I kind of know what I'm a free spirit. Oh my god, these dogs crack me up. Boo Radley, are you a free spirit? He says, yes. Oh, Pee-Pee says, I want to be playing, Daddy. We're napping, we're not playing. Tucker. Pee-Pee, like, for real knows what the camera is. Like, he knows. He says, Daddy, are we making a video? Alex is hanging out with his brothers tonight. They're doing, like, a brother thing. Did you guys ever see that this is a picture, actually, that Alex got for me for our anniversary, do you see? And that's us on our wedding day. That's him in the right. Well, he's in the... It's light blue, but it looks tan on this. And I'm in the blue suit touching his butt. Do you see that? And that's us at the Cosmopolitan. They actually use that. Hey! They actually use that for their wedding site. Isn't that cool? Alex got that blown up for me for our anniversary like 5 years ago. But he is hanging out with his brothers Carlos and Fufu tonight because Fufu is moving to San Diego via San Francisco on Friday. I may go over there later tonight. They kind of just wanted to do their thing, the three brothers. So that's cool. They were going to get tattoos. I guess they're not getting tattoos now. Carlos pulled out, then Alex pulled out, and now none of them are going to get it. So, what do you think about that, Pee-Pee? Do you want a tattoo? You said, hell no, I don't want no tattoos. That shit hurts. Pee-Pee, why are you biting on your leg, honey? No. See, there's Tucker over there getting toys. What'd you get, Tucker? What'd you get? He says, Daddy, I don't ever get any camera time. Do you want to be in the camera with me? You do? Look at that one ear. It stands up. Do you see that? That's not the fan. That's his ear stands up. When we got them as little puppies, his ears totally stood up. And now only one ear does it. We don't really know why. I still think I might go to Hawaii. Boo Radley, if you go to Hawaii, what will you do? I don't know. I might want to swim with the sharks. Don't even worry about it. Boo Radley, that's not very nice. I said don't worry about it. It doesn't really matter, does it? I'm my own person. I'm a free spirit. Boo Radley, where are you gonna go after you go to Hawaii? I don't know. I might go to the carnival in Rio. The carnival? Yeah, I heard they got Ferris wheels and all kinds of stuff down there. Boo Radley, I don't think it's that kind of carnival. Oh yeah, I heard they have games and you can win stuffed animals. Boo Radley, I don't think it's that kind of carnival, honey. Don't even worry about it. I might meet another girl dog and she might wear a big headdress at the carnival. I'll do it, maybe, I don't know. Boo Radley, where do you get all your money to do such travels of the world? I got lots of money, don't even worry about it. This one right here, Tucker. Tucker got straight A's in school. He was so proud. He was in the honor. They are all like, y'all better not have no fleas. Some of those dogs have some of those bugs, but there ain't no fleas on me. Baby. Isn't he so cute? Why are you scratching? Do you have fleas? Huh? He said, I don't have fleas. I don't have fleas. They're all scratching except for Boo Radley. Boo Radley said, I am not a dirty dog. I do not have fleas. You can't travel and have fleas. I travel all the time. Look at him back there. He's just such a model. Look at him. What are you doing, Boo Radley? I'm taking my picture for Instagram. I'm an Instagram model. Don't even worry about it. You are. I might want to work at Hollister as a model. Don't even worry about it. Welcome to my life. Look, my best friend. Who's my best friend? Give him a gift. He's my best friend. I love him so much. We gonna take a nap? You wanna take a nap? Can I have a kiss? Watch, he's really good kisses. Can I kiss? Good boy. PB doesn't really know that he is an animal. He said I'm not an animal. I'm a best friend. Alright, now I think I'm ready for a nap. Let's turn this show off. I'm ready for a nap. Let's be done with all this madness. These people are stupid anyway. Boo Radley, we can't talk about the people that way. I don't know any of those people. Who care about them anyway? Alright. I'll see you later. Bye. Oh, let's pan out on Boo. Any last words, Boo? Why don't you get that camera off me? I'm over at Tonya's, and it is 1:14 a.m.
Here you go, bud.
And she just found hummus for me. She's making a little treat, a late night treat for me. And I made a turkey sandwich, and I'm having potato salad. And then these quinoa and chia chips that are so good. And Tonya has been picking out outfits for a wedding. Excuse me, that she's going to. Right, Tonya? Mm-hmm. Are you excited about the wedding?
I am. I can't wait. It's going to be very emotional, though.
Are you going to dance your little heart out?
Dance my ass off.
I work my ass off. We went and got a fountain coke. Here's Tonya's. Tonya and I are giving fountain cokes up.
Oh,
We say that all the time. She's trying to pick which shoes she's going to wear now.
See, Pete, these are awful cute, too.
Oh, good. Oh, no, those other ones are the ones.
Huh?
Those other ones are the ones.
You think?
Mm-hmm. Put both of them on and we'll show. We'll see. We're picking out shoes, so let's look. I told Tonya, definitely those wedge, what are they called? Do you remember candies back in the day?
Yes, these are like candies.
Those are totally like candies.
Yeah, they had every color.
They're so cute.
But they had like wood, remember?
So she's picking out her outfit for the wedding. Just a typical night with Peter and Tonya. Just a pickle night. A typical night. That string cheese is really good.
What, the cheese?
The jalapeno. Pepper jack. Tonya has the best treats and the best food ever.
I had this for the rehearsal thinner. And I got like a red top off the shoulder.
Let's show this.
Do you like it?
Oh, you have a Slippery Noodle sweatshirt on. That is cute, yeah. Slippery Noodle. I'm going to show your sweatshirt.
Oh.
Slippery Noodle. Live Blues downtown. This is it. Indianapolis. Hoosier. Can you say hi, June? Hi, honey. Good girl. Can you shake? Does she know any tricks, Tonya? June Carter Cash. Do you know? She said, I'm just trying to pay the rent. It is so quiet in here. Is your whole family asleep?
I don't think this is very quiet. See, I love all this stuff and I put it on.
This is where I'm on camera and I can't say some things I would say. That reminds me of Tonya back in the day. Do you know what I mean?
I could wear it like this. With sundress.
Let me show that. Tonya goes, I could wear that skirt like dress. You will never. No, you won't.
Make sure my booty's something. You don't like this skirt?
Are you chained? It's okay.
That might be like too big.
No.
Those black shoes and that red shirt.
Tonya likes to think that she's like a hippie.
You don't like it?
I do. I love that you're changing. Oh, you've got pajama pants right underneath that.
I got so many cute clothes on. I don't wear that
Are those
now.
pants or skirt or is that a skirt or what is that?
Skirt. We're gonna watch Real Housewives, so you want to eat on the patio.
What Real Housewives are you gonna watch?
You know.
These are so good. Let's watch Real Housewives of New York. Jim, honey, I love you, but you're a beggar. You know that. Look at this. How could you say no to that face? Come here.
Leave anything on the counter, she'll do it.
How old is Jim?
A year and a half, 2.
What are we gonna watch?
Real Housewives.
Isn't Tanya's kitchen so cute? There's where Tanya sleeps until she goes to bed.
We came back from the hospital, and everybody was crying, and we were in shock. but we
June,
still-
where's your brother? Where's Cash, Tonya?
He's in his cage.
Yeah, you have not been a good friend to me. Really? Are you kidding me, Bethany?
Oh, they're gonna get it with Ramona.
Are you kidding me?
Are you kidding me? Well, when I leave Tanya's, I will come and say hi to you guys and say goodnight. I'm back, and it's the end of the night. And I just left Tanya's, and we were watching The Real Housewives of New York. It's not my favorite. It's not my favorite. It's not my kind of town. I don't love New York. I don't love the city, and I don't love the show. So, I'm kind of more of a country guy, actually. Excuse me. I like wide open places. One of the reasons why, this has nothing to do with the show, but like, I don't know why, I just don't like love the characters. I just don't love the storylines and the people on New York. It's just not as, I don't know, it's just not as entertaining to me as the other seasons. So yeah. So I always sit there and watch like a half an hour of it while I'm eating. Tonya always makes me great snacks late at night. And she always has like, you know, boar's head turkey and chicken, which I love boar's head, and lunch meat, you know. And she always has like healthy food. Well, I guess potato salad is not real healthy, but she does like, and cheese is not real healthy, but anyway, it was better than White Castle or McDonald's late at night. And a glass of fresh orange juice. So anyway, let's see. But like I don't like, you know, like one of the reasons why like when Alex and I got together, he really wanted to move to Florida. He's like, I want to be in Florida at some point. And I was like, okay. And I said, okay. But I really wasn't okay with it. And I will tell you, if we've had one, you know, major problem consistently from day one, it's been his desire to move and my resistance to move. And like 5 years ago, I was like, I'm ready to move. Like after the first time that we went to South Florida and we spent like 2 weeks down there, I was ready to move. And one of the things that I loved about, now I could live in Miami now. Like if I could afford a place in South Beach, oh my God, I would love it. And I would walk and get my coffee every day and walk to the beach. But the thing is that like South Beach even is kind of spread out, you know, like it's a city, but it doesn't feel like a city to me. Whereas like New York, Chicago, Los Angeles is a little bit different because it's spread out, but San Francisco, places like that, you know? Like I want to be able to get in my car and drive. And so Alex and I had actually looked at like Hollywood, Aventura, places like that, and you know, that are near anywhere between like Fort Lauderdale and Miami. We had looked at a lot of different places in there. And you know, a lot of those places I could get in my car and drive around like I'm doing now, you know? And there's Seminole Casino down there, so it's like I could really kind of just live the same life except for go to the beach every day. So now, like, I'm excited about it, but you know, like my husband wants to get his MBA, so that's the next move. Is him going into the MBA program at Butler University. And yeah, I mean, like, I think that's one of the major things about the age difference is like, you know, like I've kind of had my career. I mean, I have had my career, you know, and so I'm trying new things with my life. Whereas Alex is just like starting his professional career. Not starting it, but he's been in it for 5 years. So he's like looking at other things that he wants to do and what he wants to do next with his career. Whereas I'm kind of looking like for exit plans, if that makes sense. You know, I've always thought that at some point I would love to like write a self-help book on, you know, I want to write a book about family addiction, about my mom's story and my story, and go back and forth with our recoveries and our addictions, because I thought that would be interesting for families of addiction. Then the other thing I wanted to do was, I want to do this by the end of this year actually, is write a book that has like 10 great lessons in it that I've learned in my life. This car is like coming up really fast behind me. What is your problem? And they're like swinging lanes and everything. I wanted to write a book about like, I had a title for it, I can't remember what it was, but like the art of something, living, you know, and then be like 10 lessons I've learned to having an amazing life. And then I would like love to go and like teach it as a course so that people could experience what I've experienced in my life, you know, like removing baggage. And you know, I think like for me, one of the worst things, but the greatest things that ever happened to me was the death of my mother, because I think it totally put my life in perspective. And I remember when I asked my mom, like, I said to her, you know, like, what was it like when Grandma died for you? And she was like, I think she was 30, I was 12, so she would have been, she was 40 when my grandma died. And she said, A, I felt orphaned, and B, for the first time in my life, I started thinking about my own mortality. And you know, like, I really think that's what happened with my mom's death, was I really started thinking about my own mortality. You know, like, my life is very short. What are the things I want to accomplish? And I really kind of wish that I could like teach that in a course of what that's like to go through without people actually having to go through it to experience it, to have that life-changing moment where you go, life is counting down, you know, and it has been actually for quite some time and you didn't recognize it. What are you going to do? What do you want to do with your life? You know, and I think there's this misconception in the world that like we have to like have these outlandish lives where you travel around the world and, you know, start a business or, you know, win an Oscar or publish a book. And you, like, that's great for some people, but not everybody needs that. You know, maybe enough is I want to have a garden, or, you know, like I want to start a new church, go to a new church, you know, or I want to be in a book club. It doesn't have to be these grandiose things. It can be smaller things, but why are you waiting to do these things? You know, let's get started on those things. Because the reality is, you're going to have to start them at some point if you really want to do them. Do you really want to do them? What's stopping you? What's the blockage? And they will only enrich your life to do those things you want to do. Because if you do them and you find out right away, I don't really want to do this, then pretty soon you'll realize, this wasn't meant for me. I don't want to be in a damn book club. I don't enjoy this. And you just get out, right? And you dream a bigger dream. So I'd like to be able to teach that to people. And then I've talked a lot on here about I'm not talking a lot about the book that I'm currently finishing, but I've already started my next book. My third book is for women. Anybody could read it, but it's specifically directed towards women. And it's about a woman. I've talked a lot about this on there. She goes through 30 changes. She goes through major changes within 30 days. And the whole thing is done around a book, a self-help book. And I, you know, had talked to my publisher when I came up with this idea about how I would like to, at some point, take this book on tour and do like a 10-city tour with it, where I would actually teach the book within the book, if that makes sense. And so if you came to my tour, you know, you would get a copy of my fiction book, but you would also then sit in there and you would learn it, because it would be a fiction book that talked about how this, I don't know if I'm explaining what I'm saying, but how this woman changes in 30 days, like what changes she has to go through. Like, for example, take a risk, try something different, you know, but like 30 of those, and teach it in like a course, so that if I went and I spoke on the road, it wouldn't just be a book signing, it wouldn't just be a tour, it would be a class that I would teach for like 2 hours. And, you know, and I would want to offer it very inexpensively, that anybody could come, basically almost for the price of a book, maybe a little bit more, you know, to cover the tour. But like, let's say if the book is going to be $15, maybe, you know, $20 or $25, and then you get a copy of the book, and then you also get the class on top of it. Because I think it would enrich people's lives, I would hope, to see how somebody really can change, even if it's a fictional character. I don't know if that makes sense. But I have been so changed in my life by the cathartic process that a character goes through, that's where I got the idea from it. And I really based it a lot on my mother, who I talk a lot about and how wise she was, but she was also very full of fear. And I really want to be able to offer a book to the world. You know, it's one thing to be able to tell a story, it's another thing to write with intention. And it's really important for me that the books that I put out in the world, the stories that I tell with intention. That they do something, that they have an impact, that they change. And the first book that I wrote, the Before, Now, and After Then, that a lot of you out there have gotten and sent me pictures of, and it makes me so happy. You have no idea. You have no idea how happy it makes me when somebody reads the story of Danny. And I love that book. I love the book because it was my first book. I was very proud of writing it. And, but I wrote it with intention. You know, I had something I had to say about the world. And I had a message that I wanted to give to the world. And I feel like I did that to some degree through that book. You know, it's a fun book to read. It's emotional in parts. I've never really, most people that read it say they cry at some point. And it depends on what affects you how. And, but I think that for someone to say they cried from reading something that you wrote means you moved them. And that's doing something artistically with intention. And that's always been my goal. You know, like, I love to tell stories. I love to tell funny stories. And that's cool, you know? And it's cool that I could, like, probably write great, you know, mysteries or erotica, and there's an art to that. And, you know, and there was a point in my life where I thought, well, I'll just write it underneath a pseudonym, and then I'll just like throw out these novels, because, you know, like, okay, like I'm telling on myself right now, but like male on male romance does very well, excuse me, on Kindle and like Nook and stuff, like those books, like there are some authors out there that have sold like hundreds and thousands of copies, and they put out like 4 books in a series a year at like $4.99, okay? Do the math what these people are making, and they are self-publishing these books. It's mostly women, and they're writing from a formula, and the books are not bad, okay? They're not great, but they're not bad. There's a whole series called Cut and Run. You should check it out if you're into all that. I read it. It was okay. It was a murder mystery. It was not well developed, but I mean, I can understand why people would like it, but it was like a guy in the military that was retired, and it was basically like 2 straight guys that realized that love is love is love, and they both fell in love with each other and whatever. But there's like 6 books in the series, right? Hundreds of thousands of copies have been sold of each book. And so I thought, at one point, well, hell, I'll just start writing these and, you know, like under a pseudonym, and then just make a shit ton of money. But if you're gonna do that, like, here's my thing. If I'm gonna do that, at what point is it not about the money? And that Abigail Rue, I think is what her last name is, R-O-U-X, something Rue. But anyway, I think it's like, why would you not spend that time and energy on writing something that is powerful, that could impact at least one person that reads it? And maybe those books do, I don't know. Maybe somebody out there reading it realizes that, you know, they're straight, but they're living a straight lifestyle, but they're really gay, and it gives them courage to come out. Maybe that's what those books do, I hope. I mean, they're not bad books. I mean, they're just not, you know? They're definitely not erotica. They're called male-on-male romance, and they're not harsh, but anyway, I think for me I made a decision that no matter what I put out, there would be intent behind it. And I really struggled with the book that I'm working on right now. It's a very dark book, very, very dark. And it has a lot of me in it, from a female point of view, which was interesting for me. It's a lot about addiction. It's a lot about abuse. And it's a lot about inability to get sober. There is a mystery that weaves through it, which I've never written a mystery before, and I think I've done a pretty good job, actually. I think it has my stamp, my voice in it. The title is absolutely me. And so I'm excited about it, you know? A little afraid to let go of the characters. I think that's part of why I haven't stopped writing it yet, because it's done. And I know that. But I keep on rewriting things. I think anything that you're going to do in life, whether it's raise a child or be a teacher or work at Walmart or, you know, make movies or write books or sing songs or participate in community theater or, you know, be an attorney or be a baker or whatever you're going to do in life, okay? Do it with intention. Do it with passion. Do it because you have to do it. That you don't know what you'll do if you don't do it. And if you don't know what that passion is for you, try some things until you find out what's not that for you. And I think that really at our core, most of us know what that thing is. We talk ourselves out of it, and we're afraid. Before I wrote my book, this is what I was, and my book happened very opportunistically. Like, the opportunity arose for me to have a book published, so I wrote it because I knew this was my one and only chance to get in. And I always, this is what I would do. I would have great ideas for books, and then I would think to myself, and what's interesting to me is I've read a lot of shit books. I mean, I'm not saying that my book's the greatest thing in the world, but I've read shittier books. So I'm proud of it for my first book. But, you know, before that, this is what I would do. I would say to myself, okay, well, I write this book and then like I send it into a bunch of publishers or, you know, literary agents. Nobody wants it. I spend, you know, all this time writing it. It'll never get published. And if it never gets published, no one will ever read it. And then what's the point? Why even write it? Because it does take a lot of work to write a book if you don't ever know if it's going to ever be published. And guess what? A lot of writers in the world never got published. A lot of authors that are world famous today never got published when they were alive, or got any kind of notoriety, never got famous off of it, you know? I always struggle with that word, notoriety. They never got any notoriety off of it. So, you know, what's my intention of writing the book? Because I have such a need to tell this story, that should be it, you know? And, but I would talk myself out of it in my head to the point where I was like, just watch a TV show. Don't even do it. It's pointless, right? And I even had that after I finished my book, because I knew, go right into your next book. Just start writing it right away. Well, I waited. You know, that book came out in 2014. It's been 3 years. Raccoon in the middle of the road. No, I did not hit it. Thank God. Little Ricky Raccoon. But, it's been 3 years, almost exactly, since it came out. It came out like July something of 2014, and I haven't published another book, you know? Which is normal, but I will never do this again. Like, from now on going out, I want a book a year coming out. At least a book a year. And I'm very driven now, because I know that I can do it. I know I can. Sometimes we have to do something once before, so that we can convince ourselves that we can do it again, you know? You guys, it smells like I'm way out in the country right now. You want to see? Can you see? It's like all dark here. It's all spooky. I love to drive out in the country, and it totally smells like the earth and fresh cut grass out here right now. So anyway, but yeah, so there's my little going on and on and on about writing. And people always ask me like, well, how do you write a book? What should I do? Sit down, start writing. Well, this is really what I tell people. Actually, I was just talking to a friend about this the other day. This guy has got his brights on like nobody's business. Thank you for turning those off finally. Make a list of all your ideas. You know, ideas of a character. Live inside your character's mind for a couple days. And, you know, then get the story, figure it out. See if you have a beginning and an end to it. The middle doesn't always matter at the end, but see how this is what I do. I see how it starts and I see how it ends. I always get a working title. Doesn't have to be your end title, but I always have a working title. Then make an outline of what your book looks like. Now, you are allowed to go off your outline. You're allowed for it to go organically from your mind, but just have an outline to go off of. Then turn your outline into chapters. And there you have the format for your book. And, you know, when I did that, I stuck really close, actually, to my outline for my first book. But I did go off of it a little bit, I'm not gonna lie, you know, like, it grew organically from those ideas. Some chapters appeared that I never expected to be in the book, you know, and, I think my book is like 298 pages, it's not super long either, so, my next book grew a lot more organically. And I also sat with it for so long. So that's my suggestion to you if you want to write a book. Now, a lot of other authors do things differently, and there's all different kinds of ways. I do not use that Scrivener's. I use Microsoft Word, and I just start writing. First page, title, written by Peter Monn, and page 1, introduction, preface, if I write one. I just number my pages, and there I go, chapter 1. So, it's really that simple for me. I use quotes at the beginning of my book because I love to do that, like quotes from songs and things. Yeah. Well, all right, you guys, listen, I'm going to get off here because I want to go home and watch the next episode of The Keepers, before I go to bed. And I will be, oh, it smells so good outside. I can smell the gas. I can smell the grass, like, coming into my car. Smell of fresh cut lawns in the Midwest, running through a hose in the hot summer. Nothing like it. Lightning bugs. I saw lightning bugs tonight too. It's really early for that, so I was excited. All right, you guys. I hope you're having a wonderful day. I was like all over the place in this today. Love you. I'll talk to you later. Bye.